Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For this piano tutorial, we will be learning the song I Surrender All in the key of F major. I had previously done this tutorial in the key of C major, right? But I was asked through the comment section if I could do it also in F major, okay? So I invite you to subscribe to this channel if you're not yet subscribed. Leave a like in the video and also comment down below with any suggestions or any song requests that you may have, okay? So like always, I'll be going through this song, sharing my approach, which includes some gospel or jazz chord substitutions, passing chords, as well as progressions, right? But the point is that we're able to take these concepts and learn them in a way that we're able to apply them to other songs as well. So a little bit more of that theory side. So one of the things that I like to do when playing a song is to maintain the melody. So most of the voicings that I'm going to use are going to have the melody of the song as the last note in the chord or in the voicing, right? So if we let's say that we analyze that first verse, the melody of the first verse, which goes something like this. Right? And that first verse, that same melody also happens once again. So in this case, the way that I would play this, but before we get into that, let's focus on the basic chords so that you have that understanding of the basic harmony of the song, right? We're playing F, oh, to Jesus. Then we go to a 5, which is C, I surrender. Then a 6, oh, to Him. Then a 4, I freely give, and we're back to a 1, right? But the way that I would play this section of the song sounds something like this. Right, so you notice that you can still tell that this is the I Surrender All song, right? Because the melody comes out through the chords that I'm playing. But in this case, what I did was voice the chords in a way that they fit in with that melody. So I started off with F, right? Right? F major, to G. But something that I did was play sort of a counter melody. Instead of just playing to Jesus, right? I played to Jesus. And counter melody is basically a melody that supports the original melody of the song, okay? So I played to, right? And this first voicing that I'm playing, again, maintains the melody up here. But as you can see, it's not that difficult of a chord, right? I'm still playing F major. The only extra note that I'm playing is this G right here. But I'm basically trying to open the chord as much as possible. Basically, what I mean by that is spacing out the notes. So I'm playing an F, a C, then a G, and then A with my thumb. And then I'm playing an F major in second inversion. So, to. Then I play this different voicing for the same exact chord, right? This is still an F major add 2, but in this case, I moved, I'm playing an A in the bass, right? So, to G. Then here, the melody of the song is in B flat. So we have a couple of options, right? We can play in a B flat major, right? That fits in with this section, right? To Jesus, right? But as most of us know, we can substitute that 4 for a 2 as well, which is what I do in this case. So So in this case, I go from the 1 to the 1, then a 2, and then we're back to the 1, right? But there's a space between the 2 and the 1 where we can add an extra chord. And one of the most common progressions that is played with a 2 that ends in the 1 is a 2-5-1. So that's what I do here. So 2, 5, 1, right? And in this case, I like including those grace notes, which give sort of more dynamic to the chord. So 2, 5, 1, right? Right here, I'm doing that grace note from D to E, right? And I'm playing an F major 9, still maintaining the melody over here. Now the next chord, usually we go to the 5, right? I surrender all to him, I freely give. But instead of going to the 5, I decided to play a different progression, right? Because when we analyze this section of the song, we go from C, I surrender, to the 6, all to him, right? So there's another way of getting to that 6, which is the 7-3-6 progression, right? It's almost like a minor 2-5-1 chord, or 2-5-1 progression, where the 1 in this case is D minor. So what I do here was play, right? All to Jesus, right? As you can hear, the melody of the song is still up here. And in this case, the 7, I decide to voice it as a E minor 11th, right? Which is basically just a G over an E, right? Right? We get that E minor 7. We can add extra extensions to fill it up a bit more. So I surrender. Then we go to the 3, surrender all, and we land on that 6, which is our destination chord, okay? But like always, we have different options, right? We did not have to play an E minor 9 or an E minor 7. We could have made it an actual 7 chord, which diatonically would be an E half diminished, right? We can play it like this. I surrender all to him, right? So, but in this case, I decided to play like this. I surrender. Then for the 3, in order to maintain that melody, I play it as a sus chord, right? Surrender. Then I resolve it to that dominant, and then we are here. We approach that 6, right? All to him. So this move that I did right here was from the 6 to the 1, then to the 2. And the reason why that works is because if we analyze the 6 chord, which is a D minor, and the 1 chord, they have 2 notes in common. So most of the time they can be substituted for one another. So that's why that works. All to, we're still maintaining the melody here, right? So that's key always to this whole song. All to him. We get to that 2 chord, G minor 7. Him, I. Now here, what I like to do, again, is make substitutions, right? In this case, we're substituting the 2 with the 4 for the same exact reason that we substituted the 6 with the 1, right? The 2 and the 4 have 2 notes in common, so they work out as long as we maintain that melody. So all to him I free. Then we go to the 5 suspended. We can include the melody up here, and that gives us a C major 6 chord. Freely give, and then we're back to the 1. But again, let's say we didn't substitute the 2 for the 4, it would still work out, right? All to him I freely give, right? Or something like this. We can even make it major, right? Because the next chord is a C, right? The 5. We can sort of use this 2 as a dominant chord to approach the 5, right? That's always a move that happens in gospel, where we use that secondary dominant. So it would sound something like this. All to him I, right? That's more of a traditional sound. I free. Then we go to that C, Lee, give, and then we're back to the 1, okay? And that repeats again. Right, let's focus on this chord right here, which I decided to include in this part of the song, right? We kept everything else the same. Then we went to the 7. I surrender. But we played this E flat 9 sharp 11. Now all I'm doing here is basically doing a tritone substitution. We're doing the 7-3-6 progression, right? Which was 7, 3, in this case an A7 sharp 5 or A dominant, right? To the 6. But we substituted the 3, which is A. In this case, the 3 is the dominant chord in this progression, right? We play a E half diminished or E minor to the 3 dominant and then to the 6. So this 3 dominant is the one that can be tritone substituted, right? We can substitute it for the chord that is a tritone away, right? 3 whole steps. So 1, 2, 3, we get that E flat. I decided to play it down here, and we basically just form a dominant chord with this E flat as a substitution for the A, right? We can even play it like this, right? But in this case, that wouldn't match the melody of the song. But let's see how that sounds, right? I surrender all, right? It still works out kind of, but that's basically what I'm doing. I'm substituting the 3 for this E flat, right? And I'm playing this, I get this E flat 9 sharp 11 or E flat dominant, okay? And that's how I get to the 6, and that's the same, the rest of the chords are the same for the rest of this verse. Freely live. Now let's move into the chorus of the song, which says, I surrender all, right? The melody of the song in this section goes, right, we're going down the F major scale. I surrender all. Right, so let's stop right there and analyze the basic chords of this section, right? It's a little bit high. I surrender. We go to the 6, right? That's an option. Then to the 2. Then to the 5, I surrender all. Then we're back to the 1, okay? But the way that I would play this, again, maintaining that melody, I right? I surrender. Right, something like that. I'm experimenting with the different chords that I have. So what I did here was start on the 1. Then I went to the 3, still maintaining this melody note, which is E. So And I'm using this 3 as a passing chord to get to the 6. So I surrender. Now I'm using this passing chord on F sharp diminished 7th, or simply and a D7 flat 9 to get to the 2. Surrender all, right? So I surrender all. Then we can play I surrender all. Right? What I played here was a 5 over 7. Then a 6, ran 2, 5, 1. And if you can notice, that melody is still prevalent in this section of the song, right? I, E, D, C, B flat up here, and then that A, okay? Now the next section of the song goes right. That's that last portion of the song, and we actually have a lot of liberty with this section of the song, with the harmony that we decide to use, right? If we focus on if we play the basic chords of this section of the song, the 1, oh, to Jesus. We can go to the 3, I surrender. Then the 4, then a 1 over 5, I surrender. And then we're back to the 1, right? But I like playing this section of the song slightly different, right? What I do here is right, so I started off on the 1, oh, to Jesus. Then I went to the 5, in this case a minor 5. Actually, I'm going to switch it up slightly, right? I'm going to go from the 1, oh, to G, then to the 5. Then I'm gonna resolve that 5 to the 1 and F7. And then I'm going to go to this chord, which is slightly out of the F major scale. This B7 altered chord, right? And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm basically going to go around the cycle of, in this case, fourths, right? Yeah, fourths. So we're going to go basically from B to E to A to D to G to C to make it all the way back home to F, okay? And it's going to sound like this. Okay, so the chords that I play are 1, then that 5 as a C minor 9, right? Because of this melody note. Then back to the 1, then this flat 5, right? That B, I surrender, right? I'm forgetting the words. Let me open up my phone real quick. So, all to sorry. All to thee, my blessed say. Then we play that 7, right, which is E. Or we can play it like this, right? Blessed Savior. Then we use this passing chord to get to the A, which is next in that cycle. So we play this A half diminished. I serve. Then we play this D7 altered. Ren. Then this 2 chord. Then this 5 chord. And then we're back to the 1, okay? So all together. Right, so that's basically the whole song. Hopefully you didn't get lost through this tutorial. And if you have any questions, you can leave them down below and I'll try to explain to the best of my ability. So what I'm going to do now is play the whole song uninterrupted, slightly improvised, so that you can get some other ideas for this song and be able to apply these concepts to other songs as well. And also I'll leave a MIDI file for this section of the video down below if you want to help support the channel.